Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Silva Overland Railway. We're still on the same day, it's just a little bit later. Day 14. We have done our first trip up to Alarka. We're still working on fixing that. We have not gotten the cars for these industries yet. And it seemed like we were a bit short on some of these other ones, so hopefully we're getting more cars in the next interchange, which I will schedule once it gets to 9:30. We did also make our swap up here, and we still have all the cars from fixing the line to Alarka to take back, so we're gonna need more power for that. This guy's not gonna cut it. That guy's not gonna cut it. That guy's not gonna cut it. But this guy might. It's just, ain't got no gas in it. So we're gonna have to go take care of that real quick. We shall send the number 1 to go do that. And of course our train heading back to Whittier is still on its way down the mountain. We're gonna drop off a few cars here first. And I think I'm still waiting for this one to finish its drops and picks. Yeah. We'll leave this engine on the train for a bit, but as soon as possible I want to swap the other engine onto it. And what am I doing with you? I think you're just waiting because there's like a little bit up on Walker, but right now we're mostly waiting for other cars. I guess we can assemble the block to go out with number 11, which is going to be... Actually, no, we want that one first because we always want that on the head of the train. And I also need to do something with these cars, but I'll get to that in a little bit once we finish dealing with all the other ones. Just to check. Okay, yeah. So 11 can continue on its way. And welcome Glenbrook Productions and welcome Monster Jam. How long before that one gets here? Probably another 5 minutes or so. I think we can go ahead and set up the next interchange. Yeah, that'll work. And then we have this caboose, or our other train has a caboose already, so we'll leave this one behind. But I will grab these, and I think maybe the first block on here. I don't remember what the train that Andrew is pulling is. Yeah, it's already pretty heavy, so maybe we'll actually just grab this shortcut. Tack all of this on. And AJ Mercer, hello. I have heard about Frisco 1522. I understand there is a group looking at restoring it to operation again. Understanding is also that it's in a pretty good condition overall. It does have, I think the flue sheet needs to be rebuilt. And supposedly they have someone who is willing to pay for it, or thinks they can get enough money to pay for it, and a place to run it. And a place to run it is very important. Because if you have no place to run it, there's really not much point in making it run. And yes, welcome back, Monster Jam. So we'll put this block together. And I think what we need to do here is we need to drag this engine over here so we can get it cold and watered, and then we'll have it grab probably that caboose and go back to get all the stuff that we left at Alarka Junction. It might make it back on this interchange. It might have to go out on the next one. I'm not sure. Why are you going so slow? No wonder it's taking it forever. It was going 15 miles an hour. So, yeah, these guys all got smashed in the wreck last time. I guess the mine tried to switch stuff that they shouldn't have been switching. Hopefully they've learned their lesson. And then, let's see, we've got to drop the car at Ela. Looks like there'll be a car to pick up at Whittier. We could also just send our Whittier switcher over to grab that. But we could also just let the freight do it. It'll be pretty easy. And then I think we'll have 5 go hide for a bit. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have 5... Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll have number 5 come back here and wait, and that way it can grab the cars off the back of 10's train and just put them somewhere. And that way 10 can get out faster because it won't have to do as much switching. Still plenty of stuff in the scrapyard. I don't remember. Did I actually buy anything to scrap? Doesn't look like it. I think I decided there just wasn't anything worthwhile last time. Give ourselves a little more control here. But yeah, number 19, Paul, finished up midway, kind of shortly after the last stream and shortly before this one. But it is in fact fully fixed. And that's good, because it is now the most powerful engine on the roster. And so it's going to take 10's job, being the main engine heading to Whittier to Alarka. And then 10 will take 1's job as a secondary engine. And then 1 will bump off 11, and 11 is going to go rest. Yes. Look at all those junk cars. That's why I'm not too worried about stuff. But yes, this is in fact Shaq's train. It is not Sumter Valley 19. It is Oregon Pacific and Eastern 19. And yeah, that is in fact a fun movie. It's a fun movie. You do have to be prepared for it to get kind of graphic, but it's a fun movie. I actually watched it not too long ago with some folks from the Sumter Valley. And also Pete Laro. And thanks, Monster Jam. It's always good to have some fans. In fact, I've got a couple fans right now, but that's because it's really hot here, and so I'm trying to get my house kind of cool. I did manage to put up a sheet to block the sound of one of them, and the other one's far enough away it shouldn't cause any issues. Alright, so I want 5 to come back and grab the caboose. And I want 10 to... What's your coal? Yeah, you're fine on coal and water. To grab the head-end cars. And we'll just set those out probably on the next track over. I am remembering I do need to get a regular video out. I've been working on one for the Sumter Valley Railway's 50th anniversary. Mostly focusing on the Laro photo charter, and also a little test run we did with the Hyce before things started. Didn't really get anything during the regular passenger trains because I was busy, you know, working on them. Photo charter was a little different. Having said that, I'm also waiting for a friend to send me some extra video because there's a couple things I'd love to show you, but I was not able to get footage of them. So we'll see if she can give me some. And yes, these are in fact huge logs. They are very large. That is what you call old growth. And it's kind of nice. I didn't mean to get so many of the ones with the big logs, but I misclicked. I thought I was getting more of these. And 19 is still taking water. Oh, okay, look, we got another car that needs to go out. I should probably grab that, actually. I might have 10 back up and grab that car. Because it would be good to get it out on the interchange sooner rather than later. In the meantime, that's going to take a moment, so... We'll just send you a little bit further. You're gonna start making Thomas content and Blender Thomas content. I assume you mean for this game. I know someone's made a Thomas already. I'll be honest, I probably would not use Thomas the Tank Engine stuff in this game. But that is my own personal preference. I think that's just the generic whistle. I'm gonna change that. I don't know what the correct whistle is for this engine. But we'll give it the Alco 5. So I think if I have you come all the way over there... Oh, I gotta cut the air in. And 11 has reached Ela. And we'll just see how far back 5 is going again. And just kind of hopscotch to match. Recently watched a documentary called Chinese Takeout on some of China's last remaining steam engines. Yeah, China only recently stopped using steam. It's kind of incredible. There's a little narrow gauge line in the mountains somewhere. I don't remember where, but they still use steam. Mostly on tourist trains. I think the local trains are all diesels now. I don't remember the name of that documentary. It's on Curiosity Stream, which I had for a brief moment. I could probably get back to it. I just don't watch a lot of stuff anymore. And when I do, it's usually YouTube. I've been on a Mythbusters kick lately. I don't know how many of you used to watch Mythbusters, but they have been posting parts of the old myths on YouTube, and it is well worth looking up again. Should probably, cut this thing in. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. But that's okay, because now I can just tell you to come over here to Alarka Junction. And I think what we'll do is we'll just grab these first couple cars and grab that one. And I'm going to cut off number 5, but we're only going to roll back a little bit. And I guess in the meantime, we can have number 1 take on coal and water as well. Because again, it's about to take over the passenger train, so we may as well give it a fresh start. And 19 is going to highball through the yard. It's prophetic, isn't it? So we'll grab these, and we'll take all this, and hopefully this will be able to get all the way to Ela. I always seem to get my trains over tonnage coming out of Bryson. Usually still manages to work out. Okay, 11 has reached Whittier. We'll just tell it to turn around. So once it's unloaded, it'll take the Y and turn. It's got plenty of coal and water to get back to Bryson. Okay, 1,000 tons. I think what we'll do also is we'll have... go forward a little bit more. Clear the switch. And now... kick off the handbrake. And highball to Ela. So now, while we're doing this, I want to pop over to Alarka and look at something. So if you saw in the thumbnail, there were 7 wrecked hoppers. 4 of them were salvageable, and are being salvaged right now. Now, my plan was to put these in the copper service, but it turns out these things will not load copper. So instead, what I think we're going to do is we're going to make these our coal cars. And then as... Oh, actually, ooh, I just realized. That means I didn't actually want to pick this guy up. That's okay. We're gonna have him go get a touch-up in Whittier. But we don't actually want it to do coal. We're gonna send you... Oh. Yeah. We're gonna make you a mine car. So once it's been touched up, we'll send that back up to the copper mine. And we're going to do the same to these two cars. We bought these to be used in coal service, but no, we're gonna make them mine cars as well. And some of the little 080s looks like they got the hell beat out of them. It would not surprise me if some of that damage is just cosmetic. But it would not surprise me that they're also filthy given where they worked. Okay, have you... Oh. Okay, you have, in fact, finished, so we're going to send you to go turn. And we're also going to advance the clock, because I really don't feel like waiting, like, another 2.5 hours for the interchange. And that way we'll also have some more people to pick up once you get back. So 10 is going as fast as it can, pretty much. 19 is highballing up the hill as well. So right now, we're basically just doing a little bit of switching. It's kind of the calm between storms. I'll just shove these onto the deadline. And I think we'll just leave number 1 there for a bit. And, oh look! Another outbound car. Well, we'll have the afternoon train take that back. We might do another time skip once we've got all our stuff in the interchange as well, just so that we can, you know, get the interchange. I mean, we have 4 hours to get everyone delivered once they're loaded, so we can afford a couple more time skips. It does seem to take about an hour to run Whittier to Alarka on this railroad, though, so... Ooh. 10 is already starting to lose speed. Come on, Andrew. Come on. Have no fear. 5's taking a long way. Okay, and this car is now ready to shuffle back over. And we'll send you back to the depot. And we'll not leave the baggage doors open. Whoever left those open should get a stern talking to. Come on, 10. You're almost there. Almost there. Just a little bit further. And 19 is ready. So let's see. You're gonna go there. Like that. That's what we want. We should probably set handbrake. Yeah. Yeah, 10 is going pretty slow, although we seem to have hit a point where it's comfortable. But it is trying to drag 1,000 tons up this hill. Well, counting itself. And even on a slightly less than 1% grade, for something with only 25,000 pounds of tractive effort, that's a lot of weight. We're gonna push that a bit forward. How close is... Okay, that one's gonna be scrapped later today. Yeah, we'll just let all that roll to the end of the line, and we will take that, pull it out, and send it over here to be unloaded. And you're back, so you just need to wait to finish reloading, and we'll send you back out. Easy peasy. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna tell 10 to head back to Bryson. Or no, 11. Yeah, Patrick, who is totally not Reno, is gonna head back to Bryson. I'll just pull that car out so we can get it loaded, unloaded. We spent a lot of repair parts getting the 19 fixed up. Just saying. Alright, 10 has made it over the hump. We're gaining speed again. That's great. 19. I don't remember what all the tonnage is. I'm pretty sure 19 can solo it. I do think it's going to be a lot, though. You know, maybe I should have had the caboose put here first. And, yeah, maybe that would have been better. So now we're going to have to pull out and grab the caboose and then pull away again. Should have thought of that. That's okay. Having said that, I don't think any of these logs are making it to Whittier until the afternoon train. Hopefully we can grab this all in one go. If I don't think we can, we'll leave some of them behind. And that way we can take some of the logs instead. Do have about an hour before the next interchange, so I'd like to get some more of this out. It's not strictly necessary. And our 2 trains are converging on Ela. Good enough. Now, it is interesting how much, like, loads we have to take back. Given that this was the repair train. Those ones are all empty, so I'm not too worried now. Not exactly. The hoppers were derailed before the stream started, but we did have to clean up that mess before we could get them out. Of course, the other nice thing is, we got this box cab out of the deal. They'll only let us use it between Alarka Junction and Alarka, but you know what? He's better than nothing. Okay, yeah, so this is actually a pretty short train right here. So we'll grab this, and I think we will try and grab some logs at Bryson as well. And looking back at the map, and the game is lagging, which from past experience means Windows is up to something. Okay, yeah. But yeah, do go watch the VOD of the last stream so you know what's going on in this one. Are we clear? We are clear. Are my markers set right? Yes. You are going to the far one. And there's our passenger train. Rolling flat side cube. Yep, that does in fact describe the box cab. I was thinking about getting another one since one of our goals is in fact dieselize the railway. But there's a C40 coming next time we get we do research, so I think I'd rather have that. The big mastodon. So maybe it's actually M40? Whatever it is. The not Norfolk and Western 475. Speaking of research, okay, yeah, I already did bump up my budget for that. I think I'll leave that one alone for now. We have a lot of money, but that mostly came from selling that 44-tonner that decided to stop working on us. So yeah, we'll come over to Bryson. And we're not going to grab all of these logs, but I think we'll grab maybe like the first 5 or 6. I don't know. We'll grab a few cuts and see how big they get. And the passenger train is leaving, meaning 10 can leave once it's finished. And you know what? I'm just going to leave number 5 there. It's out of the way. Dunk. Yep. You're out of the way. You're waiting for the passenger train to show up. I guess maybe what I can do is I'll have you go up there, and that way 11 can come straight into the loading track. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how we do that. Should get another coach for that train. Maybe now that we're going to swap the engine, I'll do that. Because number 1 has about... It's a T17. So it has about... like, almost... well, not almost. Yeah. Somewhere between, like, 40 to 50% more tractive effort. Which is not to be underestimated. Alright. So now you head to Whittier. And we're gonna make a stop to add a car. Now, I don't expect 10 to end up going very fast, because it's going to overslow for this curve, and then at this way, it's going to struggle its way to get back up, because it is uphill this way. I know I say that every stream, but it's relevant to every stream. 19 is already highballing through Hemingway. At some point, we'll have enough engines that I'll be ready to buy the extension to Silva. But today is not that day. Standard gauge K27 is a dumb thought you had for a while. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the whole converted meme. Even though that's the K37s and not the 27s. On my sound sheet to block the noise of one of the fans is gonna come down soon. So if you start hearing more noise behind me, it's just the fans. Maybe I should have tried to do something a little better than duct tape, or maybe just used more of it. Okay, yeah, you are highballing. Okay, they fixed another hopper up at Alarka. So that's 2 of them fixed. And the other 2 should be fixed before too long. So, who's gonna need help next? Will it be 10? Will it be 11? Will it be 19? I'm guessing it's going to be probably 11. Just because now 19 is having to slow for the corners. It is so nice having an engine with some tractive effort on it. Unfortunately, we can't buy anything with more tractive effort at the moment, because we're limited to just shy of what we needed for the Mastodon. But, you know, maybe that means next time we get a Pacific, and then our T-17 gets kicked even further back down the line. I also might just skip the Pacific because, you know, diesels. But we'll see. The range between Whittier and Alarka isn't that bad, so the T-17 can handle it just fine, especially since it's got the bigger tender. I don't remember what tender I put behind it, but it is... Okay, it's the S2E22 tender. So it holds a lot more coal and water. Okay, 11 is there. Yeah, 11's going to get here first. 10, I think, overslowed on that curve. And we'll wait to send 1,000 down. We could probably get 1,000 at its own caboose, if we can find one cheap. Is one in the scrapyard for cheap? Actually, let's just flip through here again and see if there's anything worth getting. That would be the closest thing, but it's not that great. And I'm thinking to scrap, by the way. I mean, yes-ish, if I wanted one of those. But, I mean, a brand new Northern Pacific caboose is also only 900. Although it does have actual weight to it. The other cabooses don't. I don't think I'm too worried about that, though. Okay, 11 is like just out of view behind the trees. There it is. Having said that, if 19 gets here fast enough, there will be a delay getting our engines swapped. Just because we'll have to occupy the crossovers. And there we go. Okay, we'll get 11 off the train. I don't think we'll get 1 back onto it, though. Probably should have had 1 staged right there instead. Well, 19 did a big slow, so maybe. Oh, nope, we'll just wait. That would have been too close to call. We'll let the train that has speed have the right-of-way. Sometimes momentum is a right-of-way all its own. Really? Is that all? Yes, it is. And 10 is now coming into Whittier to pick up its cars. Okay, I think what I will do real quick... Got all these cars that need to go out. We're gonna put them on this track so that 10 can just pull straight in. Saw that one clip of Hyce exploding over the Ridgeway. That is... I mean, it is kind of funny the first few times to watch it. Actually, no, I'm thinking of the K37 converted one, but that is starting to be something of an old joke. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've heard it so many times. Go grab some of those. You grab... We need that one. And of course, lessening the impact of the whole Ridgeway Mason Bogey thing. That and several other criticisms were because Railroads Online used to brand itself as being a historically accurate game, and stuff like that was very much not historically accurate. They have since stopped trying to call themselves a historically accurate game, which does take away quite a bit of the punch of the whole, you know, Mason Bogey converted, or the bits about the tunnels and the track and turnouts. Just put those over there. Some of these cars did not want to go out last time, and I'm not sure why. Hopefully this time they will go out. What's that? Go a couple less. Just because I don't want to test that engine too badly. Not when we have an Hey, you. Should have set some handbrakes. I thought the air brakes would have been set. And this is why your rulebook says never trust air brakes to hold a standing train. Probably could have grabbed a few more. That's okay. The afternoon train won't have a whole lot to take back, so this will just help with that. And we'll tell 19 to come to here for now. Put these ones back. And we tell 12 to go hide again. If we really wanted to, we could also throw some of these in the interchange, but I think we're about to clog it up, so I won't do that. We do also need to get... And then we can also, like, grab some more of these cars and put them in the interchange for the evening. And yeah, with that quiet, we'll descend over the Bryson Yard for a time. 19 still needs to snake its way out. We're gonna have a little bit of switching to do just to drop these cars off. We'll put this one with it, and 12 can grab it, pluck it off the log cars, because we will be facing the wrong way to put it in the shop. Excelente. Now, is it going to keep unloading that one, or is it going to switch back to our car? This car was meant to be hauling fuel. For whatever reason, the interchange loaded it with oil. I am pretty sure that's a bug with the internal cars mod, but I don't know that the internal cars is still being supported. So, we might just be stuck with that. In which case, at some point, we might just turn internal cars off so I can actually go buy fuel oil. Okay, no, it's unloading ours again. $19 is doing much better coming out of Bryson. And admittedly, its train is... it's only slightly heavy. I really could have thrown more cars on it. I guess those ones are just going to get kicked to the end of the track for a bit. I'm sure by the time the next interchange hits, they'll be all the log cars will be ready to go back. Close the lid. The lid. One is slowing down. Where's one? Okay, one is coming into Hemingway. Yeah. I think 11 would still probably have been struggling up the grade. Speaking of which, we'll finish filling you up, but I think then we're gonna probably put you on a spur somewhere. We shouldn't need 11 for a while, unless, you know, we bin another engine, and that shouldn't happen. Knocked on wood and missed the spout. Did you not take coal? Sometimes it doesn't like it if you put the front of the bunker underneath the chute. There we go. Maybe we'll just stuff you in the roundhouse. But first... just so we can get that done. Alright. Across the turntable with ye. Yep, and there's that wheel slip again. Easy on the table. I'm glad they don't have speed limits on the turntable. There we go. Perfect spot. I'm going to uncheck it just so that I can have the other engines at the top of the list. Don't worry, we still have another not Reno checked. Okay, 19 is busting through Ela. Probably reline these switches, huh? The AI would do it itself, but may as well. How many logs do we have sitting here? Okay, so the pond was still over half. Now just run right up. And then we'll have 19, I guess, run around its train. And then shove in. after 10 plucks off its caboose. Nineteen's just snaking its way through the slow curve. Passenger train is at Alarka Junction. Can I get a Boonton coach cheap? No. We'll check again when we get to the next interchange. Ooh. ST40-2. Gee, what year is it if we can get those? There's one of our box cabs. Alright, so we want 12 to come grab this hopper off. And again, hopefully these cars that have been delivered but don't want to go out will actually go out. Because otherwise I can't do anything with them. I think I can sell them and that's about it, and I'd rather not. So, well, until 19 it can come a bit further up. Alright, come get your caboose. And be quick about it, because there's another train coming soon. There's just a little bit of air on this car, so we will fix that. Oh, this guy needs an overhaul. Oh. Well, we're supposed to do all those back in Bryson, so... It's a hopper. We can figure out how to do that here in Whittier. Can we? No. No. Gotta stay true to the thing. Send it back to Bryson. Which actually means that... well. I'll leave it. We'll let it hang out here for a bit. Because we will need to grab all these cars off at some point anyway. Oh look, here comes our other train. You can come up to there. If nothing else, 10 can duck into here for a second. We'll see what things look like as they play out. Time to be the Yad Master. Actually, how far forward are you going to need to pull to run around all this? Now, I think we are actually going to have to go straight up to that switch. Yeah. And even that I'm not sure is going to clear. We will give you coal and water. Okay. Let's see if I can get you far enough forward to clear. What was that? Cochrane? Okay. Okay, you're clear now. So we'll do coal and water. And then find somewhere to duck into for safety. And yeah, once all those... Oh, dang it, I forgot about the log cars again. Okay, we'll pull the log cars off. Probably pull them in with us. Well, no, now we can't. I'll have to grab those, pull them back so we can pull off the log cars. I do want to get the log cars off, though. We'll figure it out. I guess pull back so we can get the log cars off that switch. Grab them with the 10. Pull back a little more. 10 shoves these cars in. And then 19 shoves the rest into the yard. I think that's how that works. Too much break. Just gotta get a little clear. That probably won't unload all of these. That track only has capacity for 11 cars at a time to unload. These ones are also a little bit longer. But, you know, if we can get 2 or 3 of them unloaded, it's 2 or 3 cars. And and shove the rest up. We are probably going to have to shove all of these further in. Get a little more. There we go. Yeah, so we got most of them. Didn't quite get that one. And 3 cars ready to go out there, which we'll do, again, next interchange. And where's our passenger train sitting? Passenger train is almost to Alarka. That's great. It means I can do a 1-hour time skip. As opposed to just like a puny little 15-minute one. So, I don't think all these are going to fit on that track, but we can also shuffle some over to that track, so that's good. In the meantime, let's coal up as well. Nice thing is 10 will be ready to go right out. 19 is going to need to go turn around first. Okay. We just need a couple of these to get shuffled over. Okay, you are at destination. Get on coal and water. We already know from last time that we can't fit the engine and all cars up here, so we'll just bring the train up to here, and then the engine and the combine will make the turn. So you can just sit there for a second. We'll leave the caboose. And we'll send 19 out to turn around. Now, of course, these were cars for us, not for an industry, so we do not get any money for taking them to the interchange. What did I just spend money on? I don't know what that was for now. Oh, that was for dropping off the scrap parts. Durr. A new release of the famous song, The Turntable Song, this time featuring Railroader. Okay, I might go look at that later. Sorry. Dad tried to call. I'll call him back later. this. It's probably about this weekend. This weekend is the Ilwaco Model Railroad Show at the Columbia Pacific Heritage Museum in Ilwaco. So there'll be a couple clubs that Dad and/or I are affiliated with there. So we do have to do some coordination for that. Oh, I need to tell these guys to load up again, don't I? It might help. That also means I should probably not make my stream tonight too long. Four active freight bills in the way bills in the area. There's 4? I count 2. I guess it's counting these ones. But normally those fall under Alarka. Hype, Angry, Wombat, and Old Wolf, and anyone else who have run into the pit will love it. Okay, if you say so. You know, I don't think I've managed to run into the turntable pit in this game. I might have done it once in Infinite Rails. Probably when derailments were just barely a thing. And I wanted to test and see how bad, if you could in fact derail into the turntable pit. Okay, we're gonna take a moment, we're gonna save. Fast forward an hour, we got 14 cars. It says one of our cars was sent off. And these two still haven't. So those 2 cars are clearly bugged somehow. Which is annoying. I think we're just gonna put these in the cell track. This up here so we can start assembling our train. So basically just this car and that car are going with that engine. And also all those. Guess what we'll do is once 10's pull itself together, we'll have it pull up, and either 12 or 19 will get those cars behind it. We also have a couple cars staying here, and the rest are going up to Alarka. So let's see. Fuel, team, copper, machining, chemical. Heard a rumor about Railroader. Well, there's plenty of those flying around. How's the turning going? Okay. Oh, one other thing we can do. Did I ever have those lamp marks on? No, I didn't. Bad me. Bad me. What are these cars? Are they still getting fixed? Yes. So they won't be ready to go down yet. Coal. Water. And then logs. And then there we go. We will go there. To the depot, pick up whoever else is ready to go. Maybe hang around a bit. I do think I will have the 1000 take the hoppers that are fixed down so we can get them loaded up with coal. No, which one did I want... So, Steam may be behind the delay for the next update, because it doesn't play well on the Steam cube. I guess that could be it, but I don't know. If Steam was really worried about games being well optimized, then Railroads Online wouldn't be on Steam. Admittedly, Railroader is not the best optimized game, but there's worse out there. Infinite Rails could probably also use a bit more optimization, to be brutally honest. You know, this feels like the kind of game that really isn't meant to be done on any sort of console. So, it would not surprise me if it's hard to play on the Steam Deck. I mean, this is very much a mouse and keyboard type game with, you know, lots of different shortcuts. Presumably you could play it on console, but I would also question why. Then again, these days you are more likely to find people without any kind of computer because your phone can do just about everything. So, yeah, I mean, that could be the reason. Feels like a little bit of a stretch to me. I think I'd want to see a little bit of hard evidence there. get all these knuckled together. Okay, so now what we gotta do... We gotta leave the caboose back where it's gonna be out of the way. Just started playing Train Station 3 on your tablet. I used to play the original Train Station, the one that was basically a Facebook game. It was kind of fun. Eventually I got tired of it, so... Really ought to figure out how to delete my Pixel Federation account. There's just a certain amount of feeling pointless to it. But hey, if you want to play it, go for it. And yes, you're welcome for playing with cabooses. It helps that because I've got LEGO's Better Caboose mod, there's an actual reason to do it. AI trains with cabooses go faster than ones without. Without a caboose, and without a passenger car of any sort, a train is limited to 25 miles an hour when it's AI'd. With a caboose, a freight train can go 40. Subject to whatever speed limits apply. So grab the caboose and go. And once you've done that, 19 can put the last log car back. And then go assemble its train. Ten fare-paying passengers and a small luggage section. It's an option, but I really don't want to be doing cabooses with passengers. Now, admittedly, maybe that's partly because when I first tried to do this, I had charter cabooses enabled, and I did use those for a time. And, charter caboose, it promptly tried to make my starting passenger car the charter caboose, which I did not like. So I got rid of charter cabooses. And also, the charter cabooses didn't seem to count towards passenger cars or cabooses for the speeds. It's kind of annoying. So, yeah, I might look into that one, but no guarantees. And also, at this point, I'm hauling so many people with the regular passenger train. Caboose is, like, barely a drop in the bucket. Okay, so we're going to pull into that track. On the passenger train? Shrug? Or convince a conductor to let him ride in the regular caboose? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna send the passenger train out now. And then we go put that car back. And then we assemble the next train. Which should be easier. I think we just kind of toss these cars onto that track. and then just grab everything else. I don't know that any particular order is going to be the best one. We can always sort it out when we get up to Alarka as well. Which might be this stream, but it's probably going to end up being the next one. We'll go till the usual time, but I don't want to go much later since I have to call home now. Oh. That didn't go right. I also have to remember tonight is trash night and I have to take the trash out. I always manage to forget to do that. Oh, I forgot to grab that car again. Oh. Okay, I'll have to grab it on this next train. We'll just make a quick pit stop to drop it, or something. Okay, 10 shouldn't have any trouble hustling along. 5 is basically just going to sit pretty until the inbound log cars are ready. So there's, yeah, kind of calm afternoon switching stuff. I'll be honest, I might not even show the rest of this afternoon on stream. We'll see. I think, there will probably be enough. Here's what I meant to check. Okay, yeah, so hopefully that'll actually work now. And we'll just push that back a little bit more. Yeah. Put those. Grab that hopper. Grab these cars. Grab that. Banzai. Yeah, it'll be fine. Oh, one of those is for Stenzel. Interesting. So it'll just be a little more work for number 12. But I think first 12 needs to go pull some other cars out. Now we'll have 12 pull out some other cars for interchange and then pick up those. Worst case comes to worst, I can sell these cars, you know, sandbox and delete them. Where's my other flat cards? I've got 2 of them. Passenger train is leaving Cochrane. Freight train is wheeling past Ela. Oh, we also need to pick up those cars. Forgot about that. So we do have to make stops here anyway. But yeah, first things first with 10 is going to be just pulling in, stop, and then I guess 10 itself can start grabbing cars out of these. Now normally our train would be starting in Bryson and then coming back, but we kind of, because we're doing the engine swap, we're going to have the extra move. So we'll have 10 pickup cars, come back to Whittier and drop them, and then it can pick up, I guess, any leftover log cars. Because it'll take some back as well. Okay, no. That's right. We're right there. Now we'll just put all the tank cars together. Absolutely nothing wrong could go wrong from putting all of our tank cars in the same spot. I've got a few more, don't I? Yeah. Got 3 more and they're all being reloaded. Hopefully some of them come back tomorrow, and even more hopefully some of them have diesel fuel in them. Alright. Head to Bryson. I think 10 is coming in on that track, so we'll have... Yeah, 10's on that track, we'll put 19 on this track. Stop that, you. It's just a whole bunch of processes randomly deciding they need to take a lot of my power. Nope, that's still being unloaded. We'll have you come up to here to wait. I think we can still make it up the branch, and if water's an issue, there is a water tower on the branch. Because I figured that out, actually. I guess drop the 2 boxcars there and run around on that track. Just walked this one. And I forgot. And while we're waiting for the slog, let's start fishing out these cars. If I were to get another box cab, I'd probably make it the switcher here. Kinda thinking once we unlock the SW1 though, that'll be a good role for it. Make it the SW1 the switcher here at Whittier. Oh, and by the way, anything good now to scrap? Well, we could get a Boonton coach and fix it. Get a box cab and scrap that. It'd be a decent price. No. Not really. I'm looking for something that's like an absolute steal. And I'm not really seeing it this time. Maybe the box cab, and just because it would be fun to go scrap a diesel. Okay, I think I actually want 5 to be on the leading end this time. And so we'll dump the caboose off somewhere. Yeah, maybe dump the caboose on this track with the other caboose. It'll take 19 a while to get here anyway. And then we can send 5 up the branch. Passenger trains at Hemingway. Excellent. Hurry up, number 5. Come on. Hurry up, Philip. Railroad, railroad, railroad. Hurry up and wait. There we go. I keep thinking that's the right hatch, and it's not. Okay. And then just steadily increase its authority to there. Go. And put those cars back. And these can now head over to the paperboard. For now, I think I'm just going to say go here, because now I don't remember which track goes first. We'll push those up a bit. Let me think. So we pull, we shove. Yeah. We'll have to do a runaround for these cars at the top, but these ones we can just shove straight into their track. $19 is a few miles out. Number 1 is a few miles out the other way, but 10 should still be able to get past it. And now we gotta deal with the chips. Because the chips are down, and they need to be up. I'm kind of surprised. It feels like we didn't make a whole lot of money this session. Probably because we didn't. Well, because we made a bunch of money, but then, well, most of it was last session, really. And then we spent a bunch of money on repair parts. Okay, head to here. Or actually, since the upper cars are in the back, head to there. don't think a caboose is worthwhile since this is a slow line anyway. As long as you can get out of the yard before 19 shows up. Which I'm no longer positive about. There's the passenger train. No, I wanted that one. And on this end, okay, yeah, 5 can make it out easy. And there's our car, which we can now take back to Whittier. Okay. Oh. Almost scared myself. Thought I left some log cars behind. Woo! Would have been bad. So 19 needs to drop 1 hopper, pick up 2 more, head to Alarka Junction. And I think I'll have 1,000 to go down and meet it. 1,000 can take down the 2 hoppers for there, and 19 can run those up to the mine. Should probably get a separate caboose for the Alarka line then. Maybe I could just grab the one out of the yard. I don't really use that one anyway. That there, and then we can shove that one back. Nothing there's ready to go. And 19 is making its entrance. And passenger train is at the passenger station. So we'll have to send that out. Put that back. And then 12 can just grab those. No, okay, we're still flipping people here. Or more appropriately, we're still unloading people here. And continue to Whittier. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this caboose with us. And we'll have to shuffle this over to the repair track. And now we gotta go pick up another one here. And of course it's at the very back. It's gonna be weird having a caboose in the middle of the train, but we'll deal with it. Alright. We're in a pretty good spot right now. Yeah, and that way there'll be a caboose for the other train, although we'll have to sort it into a new spot, probably. And what else? We got a car there, a couple cars there. Okay, so we'll have some amount of cars going back. I do think that we're about to wrap it up for the night, though. We'll have plenty to do at the start of the next stream. Now, next stream will, again, probably be next Wednesday, because I'll be busy this week. Busy this week and weekend. And once again, we'll be back on Railroader. I might try and do a stream that weekend at some point. That'll be Infinite Rails, because I do enjoy that game, and it'll kind of depend on who's available. Might also just go to the water park or something. I do, of course, appreciate everyone who watches. You know, do the usual YouTubery, like, subscribe, bell, comment, whatever thing. You know what that is. And again, I should have a regular video out at some point, to be determined. So, thank you all for watching. We're gonna finish this up and let it go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good evening. Take care, and go in peace.